were you for those 49 hours? Do you have anything to say to the community for lying to the community? Everyone was national TV. Why did you lie on national TV?
Well, as you can see, folks, the Cheez-It Queen Carlee Russell appeared in court today. Unfortunately, the orange-haired truck driver and the athletic missing toddler did not show up. But on a serious note, is it just me? Or does she look really different in these videos of her showing up at court? Like, I'm not trying to say she's ugly. I am not trying to be mean. But I think there may have been a little bit of catfishing going on online. I don't know. Was she doctoring her photos? Because the way she looks in a lot of the pictures online and how she looks here, it's like very different. It's very different. I'll just leave it at that. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But what I also noticed is, I'm no body language expert, but I also was paying attention to the body language. And the way she was walking into court, this does not look like someone who feels bad for what they did. This is not someone that is showing remorse. This is not someone that has been humbled by this experience. The bounce in her step just makes it seem as if she feels too good to even be there. Make no mistake about it, she probably feels like she didn't do anything. Looking around like everyone else is bad. Everyone else is bad because, she had to get dragged into court. It's everyone else's fault. It's not her fault for creating this wild story, right? And the way she's coming in with the crew and the backup, the lawyer, the family, everyone walking in together. It's like, this is not a woman who is falsely accused of something and she has this support group with her. No, this is a woman that faked her kidnapping. And they're walking in like, yeah. It just made me roll my eyes watching it because the way they showed up to court was unnecessary. I honestly think that she should have walked in there with her head down, looking like she felt bad for what she did. Not walking around like, yeah, I didn't do anything. Here's all these people with me, busting into the courtroom. But she got found guilty. So that is good news. And they're trying to hit her with fines and possibly a year in jail. Let's go ahead and dive right into the information. Carlee Russell found guilty in faked Hoover abduction. Judge recommends year in jail, $18,000 restitution. Carlee Russell, age 26, was found guilty by a Hoover municipal judge on Wednesday of faking her own abduction. The ruling came after Russell pleaded not guilty to charges of false reporting to law enforcement authorities and falsely reporting an incident. Despite her plea, Judge Brad Bishop found her guilty based on the recommendation of state prosecutors. Bishop recommended 1 year in jail and $17,874 in restitution. He also recommended 2 fines of $831 each. Russell, holding her hands behind her back, fidgeted as she entered her plea at about 2:14 p.m. In municipal court, there is no jury trial. The Constitution allows anyone who faces jail time to have their case heard and decided by a jury of their peers. Bishop explained that often defendants will appeal his verdict to Jefferson County Circuit Court to take the case to a jury trial. Russell, represented by attorneys Emery Anthony and Richard Jaff, is appealing to the circuit court. Anthony said following Wednesday's hearing, they are appealing the verdict because state prosecutors want Russell to serve jail time. There's no need of having a trial here, knowing their position, Anthony said. We have stipulated and appealed the case, and it will start anew in the Bessemer Circuit Court. Anthony said Russell's legal team completely disagrees with the jail time for a Class A misdemeanor, especially when it's Russell's first offense. If you can find where someone was put in jail for that, bring the file to me and I'll look at it, he said. Generally, they're not put in jail. Restitution, we don't disagree with that. But to lock her up and put her in jail, we disagree, he said. Russell was clearly nervous in court on Wednesday as she stood before the judge. Nervous as anyone that goes before a judge, Anthony said. I think she understands what has happened. She has apologized. I do not want her to have a breakdown, he said. So we're handling her with kid gloves and making sure her mental state is just fine. Asked why she did it, Anthony said that's something that will eventually come to light. We're dealing with issues with Carlee, and we want the best for Carlee, Anthony said. We realize a mistake was made, but we don't want to just pile on right now. So I'll be straight up with you all. I do not like the way Carlee's attorney or her lawyer, I don't like the way he's talking. Like, oh, we're having to deal with Carlee with kid gloves on. Why? She's a grown woman that decided to fake a kidnapping. And then they're like, oh, well, we got to be careful. We don't want Carlee to have a mental breakdown. And this is something that we see too often in this society. It's like they try to hang, mental health issues over you. Like, oh, the court should just let Carlee run free. Nothing should happen to Carlee because Carlee's dealing with mental health issues or something. She wasn't dealing with too many issues because she was able to concoct a fake story, fake a kidnapping, and lay her ass up somewhere eating Cheez-Its. But she can't deal with anything else. You know what I mean? It's not like Carlee was just sitting here innocently and then the court yanked her out of her bedroom and then they want to throw charges at her. No, Carlee brought this upon herself. Wasted a lot of people's times. Honestly, put people in danger. Because when you're floating out, when you're running around out here with a false story and you're saying, oh, this white orange-haired man kidnapped me and threw me in the back of his 18-wheeler. I mean, wonder if they were to have pulling someone over. Or what if Carlee took it one step further and falsely accused some random person who didn't have anything to do with anything? I guarantee you that if they believed Carlee's story and they brought Carlee in front of a lineup of people, she probably would have pointed a random person out like, yeah, that's the guy. Because people like Carlee, and you could tell by the way she was looking and walking into court, people like Carlee, they think they're above everything. They're not used to being held accountable for anything. Accountability, what is that? And even here, after she had to go to court because she's being held accountable for the first time in her life, oh, we got to be careful with Carlee, y'all. Y'all need to be careful with Carlee. We got to handle her with kid gloves. We don't want Carlee to have a breakdown now, do we? We don't want Carlee to have a breakdown, so you better not do this and do that, okay? It's like they feel like they can tell the judge, they can tell the court system what to do. Because they want to hang this over people's heads. Now, as far as the year in jail and $18,000 in fines, fine with me. Do you think I'm going to lose any sleep over Carlee having to sit in jail? I know that a year, maybe that sounds harsh. But I doubt that she would do the full year. Maybe 6 months. Who knows? But I do think that she needs to sit down for a little while. The fine, that doesn't matter to her. Her family's going to pay it. Do you think that she cares? No. The fines don't matter. She needs to sit her ass down somewhere for a little while, in jail, maybe do some community service, and think about what she did. Because things like this need to start being taken more seriously. Faking abductions, faking kidnappings, accusing people of R-wording you and doing things to you that they didn't do. These are crimes that need to start being taken more seriously, because too often in today's society, we're seeing innocent people accused of all types of crazy stuff. And now, because of social media and I guess people just have this nonstop craving for attention, we have people faking wild crimes for whatever reason. You know, a lot of times it's just for attention. But that's where we're at right now. We don't know exactly what's going to happen to Carlee yet. I guess in the future, we'll have to see. I'm not too confident that she'll be serving any time, but at the very least, she was found guilty today. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, tell me what your favorite flavor of cheese it is. Hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.